everyone, good morning. How are you? Are you fine? I hope you are fine. Okay, today, can you listen? That is from 7th class. That is tanks and groundwater. Our lesson is tanks and groundwater. Today, we will discuss about tanks. Do you know what is tank? It is not in our house or a tank. Okay. Tank is known as Cheruvulu. I hope you listen the word Cheruvulu in our regional language. Children, have you seen these tanks in our surroundings or in our native places? I hope you saw some of you. Okay. Even in this Sonaparthi also we have one of the famous tank, that is Nalla Cheruvu. Okay. So, who constructed these tanks? What is the use of these tanks? Okay, we will discuss in this present lesson. Okay, yeah, how and who built the tanks? Tell me who built these, do you know? Yeah, mostly in our Telangana region, number of tanks built by the Kakatiya dynasties. They built around 46,531 tanks. Even nowadays also you can see some of the tanks, those they constructed in our Telangana region. And what is the use of tanks? That we will discuss later. But how they construct? Meaning is they construct with massive stones and some they construct with mud. Anyhow, they construct a number of tanks. And later here, who built? Meaning is here, mostly tanks are built by in those days kings and Nayakas. Nayakas are the army leaders. But in a means large number of tanks built by the people, villagers. Okay, these villagers mostly they construct the tanks. And here maintenance also mostly done by the villagers. They contributed themselves. Meaning is the expensive of the build of the tanks that they shared. And later to remove the silt, repairs. Okay, all those things mostly done by the people of the village. And you know children, they have appointed one of the person to regulate the water from the tank. And the person is particularly called as Nirutti or Nirkatte Manishi. Okay, that person is particularly called as Nirutti or Nirkatte Manishi. Yeah, this is about how and who built the tanks. Later, how did the tanks help? Yeah, what are the use of tanks? Tell me generally. This tanks water are utilized for the cultivation and even domestic purpose also. Not only those two things, mostly during the droughts. If they have nearby tanks, they can raise some of the crops. And you know one more benefit of this tanks, whenever the water dries up, this the tank bed is utilized for the cultivation of the crop. This is one more important use of the tank. But the most important use of the tanks are here. If we have the number of tanks in our regions, we can stop or prevent the run of rainwater and prevent the stop of the soil erosion. Okay, meaning is here, whenever we have the rain, this water is reaching in the tanks and we can cultivate number of crops, that may be annually 2 or 3 crops, and having good water for cattle grazing. And some areas this water is utilizing for the domestic purpose also. Okay, and even fishing also we can have. So like this we have most utilizations from the tank water, more and more uses. the people are neglected these tanks, meaning there is no repairs and not removing the silt. Instead of doing all these activities, the people they are taking the soil for constructing the houses, and farmers also they are taking the soil to cultivation purpose. Meaning is if they change the soil, the next crop they can grow very high. Meaning is the fertile. Means they are replacing for the sake of fertile. So nowadays you can see most of the tanks in our region in a very bad position. So instead of carrying the tanks, we people are digging the borewells. But digging the borewells it is very high expensive, and the borewells are not belonging to everyone, but tanks are belonging to everyone. If you have good tanks in our surroundings, then we can get more benefit, isn't it? Just to think about it. Okay. Later, how to know the use of the tanks, especially for the fishing. You know that not only these tanks are supplying the water for cultivation and for domestic. Some fish folks, meaning is fish families are they completely depend upon tank water. Meaning is they are fishing there, catching the fish there, especially Besta. It is one of the fishing community. And next Mudinaj is known as Telugu. They completely their livelihood is or depend upon the fishing. Okay. To know more details about these fishing families, we have to visit one of the village. It is in Suryapet. The village name is Betavolu village. This is from 16 kilometers where from the Suryapet near. Sorry, this is from the 16 kilometers from Kodada from Suryapet. Okay, let us visit this village. The village name is Betavolu. So, what is the specialty of this village? First, how this village got this name? This village got the name from a person. His name is Betala Reddy. Actually, he was the subordinate of the Kakatiyas. And this person, he constructed a dam in the name of his wife, Veerala Devi. Later, this tank is known as Irla Devi or Veerala Devi tank. And under this tank, around 3000 acres of land is cultivating. Okay, how much? 3000 acres of land is cultivating under this Betala means this tank. So, here the village means the tank bund. The tank bund is situated two deities. Those are called Kattamaisamma and Gangamma. And these village deities, they are the guardians of the tanks. Which tank? Veerala Devi tank. Okay. Before going to the fishing, this fisher folk and the people of the village, they are offering prayers. And annually they are celebrating the festives also in the honor of these deities. And in this Betawala village, the population is around 600 families are there. But among them, 60 to 70, they completely leading their lives depend upon the fishing. They are catching the fish mostly in March and April. Mostly in March and April. And rest of the months, what they are doing? They are working as small farmers or laborers in others fields. Okay, this is a introduction of the Betavalu village. And next, how to know fishes in the tank? Meaning is how many kinds of fishes or how many varieties of fishes do they have in this tank? Earlier, in this tank, various varieties of fish were available. like జల్లెలు, పొడిపెళ్ళు, కుంటముక్కులు and చందమామలు, కొర్రమీనులు. So these are all available. Mostly where these are all available in canals and streams and small rivers. When the water flows into the tanks, okay, the fish breed in that water. But later these all varieties disappear. Reason is here, the farmers they are utilizing various chemicals and fertilizers. Due to that, whatever the varieties I told now, those are all disappear. At present in the market, we can see some important fish varieties like merige, ravu, bocce and bangaru tigal. These are the present varieties are available at present in the market. This is what fishes in the tanks. And next net, types of nets. Children, have you seen the net utilized by the fishermen? Because to catch the fish, definitely they need fish. Definitely they need what net, isn't it? So here, what kind of nets that they use? They use two different varieties or kinds or types of nets. Those are here. Muppai Kannulu, meaning is 30 eyes. Kannulu is nothing but here but holes. I hope you saw the net. The net is completely having the holes. So those holes are here calling as Kannulu. That is known as small parisha. And Aravai Kannulu meaning is here 60 eyes, meaning is 60 holes of the net. That is known as big parisha. And in some other places, these nets are called as Sannapuvala and Dodduvala. Sannapuvala is used to catch the fish and prawns. And Dodduvala is used to catch the 100 grams of fish too. Around 5 kgs of fish that they are catching by the help of this Dodduvala. Okay, Dodduvala is very weightless, meaning is weightless. Okay. And here, this is the information about types of nets. And the next one is how they are fishing, meaning is what the method that they are following. They have two kinds of methods in fishing also. That is, some fishermen they are catching the fish in a shallow water, meaning there is no deep of the water. Just they are standing on the edge of the canal or river and they are catching the fish by the net. Some are going into a deep, means deep of the water by the help of a ferry. Ferry meaning a small boat. That water should be stable water but deep water. But here they are utilizing two kinds of nets. Those are Visirevala and Kuchuvala. Visirevala utilized by the person who is catching the fish where just nearby the shore, that may be canal, edge of the canal or means shallow of the water. And a person who goes deep of the water, he utilizes the net, that is Kuchuvala. Kuchuvala is very weightless. Okay, two methods in fishing also. Deep water fishing and shallow water fishing. And what are the timings of the fishing? Do you know? They have two sessions for fishing. That is early morning in the 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That is first session fishing. And whatever they catch, that may be fish or prawns, they are handovering to their women, because fishing is a duty of men and selling is a duty of women. They are selling in the markets. And next afternoon 1 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock, the next session fishing. And this is also they are handovering to their, means whatever they catch as fish or prawn, they are hand over to their women. Their women selling in the market. If they get more amount of fish, they are selling in their native place. That may be Suryapet or Kodada. If they have more amount or a huge quantity of fish, they are exporting to the cities like Hyderabad and so on so places. So this is but fishing and types of nets. Later here, how to know about the cooperative societies of fishermen. Okay, every fisherman he must be a member in a cooperative society. That membership is decided on the basis of ayakat. Generally, to give a membership, they are considering 1 hectare land, that is 2.5 acres land. And here around 339 members are the members in this cooperative society, and they have to pay around 2,35,000 to the fishery department to catch the fish. And this fishery department has to provide the seedling, and this seedling they must put in the tanks. So this is the duty of the cooperative societies. But nowadays we can see a new practice in this fishing families. Suppose a fisherman is very poor and to have his to household activities, it means if he needs any money, then he has to borrow the money from whom? From the traders or trader contractors or them. These people are giving the advance money to the fishermen, but in returns, this fisher folk had to hand over their produce. Produce are nothing but here their fish, prawn, whatever they catch in a particular day. But the price decided by the traders. But mostly they are paying less amount compared with the market rate. So to overcome from these situations, if the government or if the banks are giving the loans to these cooperative societies, then fishermen also are becoming as independent and they are getting more benefit. Okay. So this is the present topic. Next topic we will have in a next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.